ready to rotate.
Nav 1 is tuned to November, India, Zulu. Let's get down to the glide slope. 300 feet. Oh, take it easy on those turns.
Watch that bank, it's starting to get too steep.
Okay, we're about to land. 400 feet. You're pitching up too much, lower the nose. 1,000 feet. 200 feet. You're too high.
We want smooth adjustments to your pitch.
Raise the nose.
We'll rate your approach and landing based on the runway in front of us when on final approach, unless you tune nav 1 for an ILS approach.
Speed up to avoid stalling. Don't stall. Ground speed is 91 knots. Flaps check complete. Current visibility is 2 miles. The wind is calm. 500 feet.
We're landing at runway
04 right. Elevation is 12 feet. It's a good idea to check the correct function of your elevator, ailerons and rudder. 400 feet. Okay, you've finished taxiing and are about to take off. Runway 04 right. Current visibility is 2 miles. The wind is calm. 1,000 feet. Get lined up with the runway. 300 feet.
We're ready to rotate.
Okay, let's rotate. Let's get down to the glide slope.
Watch your steering. Level wings.
50. 40. 30.
How much fuel do we have left when we reach our destination?
20 feet. Flare. You're pitching up too much. Lower the nose. Raise the nose.
We don't want to be descending during takeoff. I'll rate your approach and landing based on the runway in front of us when on final approach, unless you tune nav 1 for an ILS approach. Watch that bank, it's starting to get too steep.
Okay, we've finished taking off and are now cruising. Speed up to avoid stalling.
We want smooth adjustments to your pitch.
Whoa, use smaller adjustments to your pitch.
Watch that bank, it's starting to get too steep.
The bank is too steep, bring it back. 500 feet.
We're landing at runway
2 left. Elevation is 12 feet. Ground speed is 126 knots.
Let's turn off the taxi lights.
10. Touchdown. Lima, Foxtrot, Mike, November. I rate your landing at 85.34 points. Approach was 50% for the glide slope and 0% for the localizer. Regardless of your landing, that flight had no rough handling. Okay, we're starting a new flight.
We want a taxi with the flaps up.
Flaps up during taxi. 100 feet.
Watch your taxi speed.
50, 40, 30, 20 feet. Flare. 10. Lima, Foxtrot, Mike, November.
DME distance is
5 miles. Ground speed is 128 knots. I rate your landing at 58.79 points. Approach was 40% for the glide slope and 80% for the localizer. There's room for improvement. That flight contained problems you need to work on. Check your logbook. Okay, we're starting a new flight. Okay, you've finished taxiing and are about to take off. Runway 04 right. Current visibility is 7 miles. The wind is calm.
80 knots.
Okay, you've finished taxiing and are about to take off. Runway 06. Current visibility is 18 miles. The wind is calm. 80 knots.
Okay, you're doing well. We're looking good.
Okay, let's rotate. Positive brakes, gear up.
Bank's getting too steep. Watch that bank angle.
Nav 1 is tuned to Bravo, Victor, Golf. Okay, we're about to land.
V1
Nav 1 is tuned to Bravo, Victor, Golf.
500 feet.
How many nautical miles are we from our destination?
Okay, we're about to land.
We're landing at runway
06.
Elevation is
9 feet.
Bank's getting too steep.
What's that bank angle?
1,000 feet.
400 feet. Nav 1 is tuned to November, India, Zulu.
I'll rate your approach and landing based on the runway in front of us when on final approach, unless you tune Nav 1 for an ILS approach.
300 feet. Don't stall.
500 feet. We're landing at runway 24. Elevation is 9 feet.
200 feet. Speed up to avoid stalling.
400 feet.
You're too high. Reduce throttle.
Let's get down to the glide slope. Reduce throttle.
50. 40. 30. 20 feet. Flare. 10.
Get lined up with the runway. Don't descend so fast.
Echo. Delta. Lima. Papa.
100 feet.
Your wings weren't level. I rate your landing at 46.20 points. Approach was 40% for the glide slope and 50% for the localizer.
50. 40. 30. 20 feet. Flare. 10. Touchdown. Echo, Delta, Lima, Papa. I rate your landing at 63.40 points. Approach was 40% for the glide slope and 70% for the localizer. Nav 1 is tuned to Bravo, Victor, Golf. Regardless of your landing, that flight had no rough handling. Okay, you finished taxiing and are about to take off. Runway 06. Current visibility is 18 miles. Wind is calm. Flaps up during taxi. Watch your taxi speed. You're taxiing too fast. Slow down.